Hello, my fellow humans, and welcome back to Scatter Love Tarot with another pick a card. Coming at you today with How Do Men See You? I'm also going to get another one out with How Do Women See You? And soon you will see your votes coming up. They will be uploaded soon. I'm in the process of making those videos now as we speak. So with that being said, thank you to anyone and everyone that has supported me in any one way, shape, or form, whether you have subscribed, whether you have commented, whether you have liked, or you have shared. You are so amazing, and you all have a very special place in my heart, and I'm just so honored to be sharing this journey with you. For those of you that are new, this is just a reminder that we're all human. You are welcome here exactly as you are in this here, now here moment. And bring yourself right as you are. So with that being said, keep in mind these are general readings. So the more that you do interact with the channel, like commenting, liking, subscribing, it does allow me an opportunity to connect with you energetically and get you out more resonant readings. Real quickly here, if you are interested, I also have in the description box a link to my podcast, which a new podcast will be uploaded every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for you to take on the go. This is a transparent place where I speak about my own journey, where I talk about tips and tricks that I have learned along the way, things that have worked for me, things that have not worked for me, and where I also share very personal aspects of my life and my story to help show why it is that I've chosen to take this journey. So as of right now, the latest one is forgiveness and the blocks on the journey involving forgiveness. So if you check that link down below, that will take you right to my podcast where you can catch all the new episodes. And yeah, I just want to say thank you so much. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into your prayers so we can get this party started. That song stuck in my head today. Let's get this party started. I'm coming up, so you better get this party started. Get this party started on a Saturday night. Okay, I don't know why, but let's just go with it. Oh, that is crazy. There's like a little ash that's floating around. Alright, perfect. My beloved source, this prayer is for any and all who come onto this video, whether it's for a second or for the entire time. I ask that you bless them with their own intuition, their own discernment, so that even though we are getting information on other people, that they know what it is that resonates with them, understanding that which does not resonate with them, and from that they can make their own decisions based on that discernment, knowing that we are tapping into third-party energy today. And that whatever it is that comes out is actually a reflection of the other person and not the truth of those that are watching this video. Above that source, I ask that you surround each and every person with your love, with your grace, with your kindness, and reminding them that they are each amazing individuals and that they are here to serve a higher purpose, which is to help bring this world into a new golden age, an age which we have not seen for many, many millennia on the face of this planet, to help bring it into a place of love, of light, free from worry, free from fear, free from disregard of other people. And while we may be the pioneers in this journey, that we are leaving a legacy for those that come after us, that we are leaving a truth for those that come after us. And this is how we serve you, and this is how we serve our highest purpose. It is in allowing ourselves to become the truth of who we are in this here now moment, so that we may leave that truth for others to follow suit. We are the path carvers. We are the wanderers. We are those that traverse the terrain that is so less traveled. I ask that you give each and every one of those on here the courage, the strength, and the knowledge, and the path of least resistance to their own path, to their own highest purpose, to their own fulfillment in this life, whatever that may be, as it is so different for each and every one of us. And as these words are spoken unto this space and unto this reading, so shall they be. Amen. Aho. I say, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me get that set up over here, out of the way. My apologies. I do need to reach across because I am parched. I took a big old drink before I started, and I'm thirsty. Okay. So, how do men see you? Today we are going to choose from our Kuan Yin cards because they're the divine feminine, and I feel like the majority of those that watch the channel are divine femmes. However, this will include what it is about you that people see outwardly in your compassion, your love, and your generosity towards others. I felt like this was a fitting deck for today. So, Swords for pile 1. What oracle card will help us understand more on how men see pile number 1, Source? What Kuan Yin card will help us understand? Thank you very much. Okay, and Source for pile number 2. What Kuan Yin card will help us understand how do men see pile number 2? What Kuan Yin card will help us understand how men see pile number 2? Thank you very much. My beloved Source for pile number 3. What Kuan Yin card will help us understand how men see pile number 3? For pile number 3, Source, what Kuan Yin card will help us understand how men see pile number 3? Thank you. Alright, so for pile number 1, you do have this beautiful piece of garnet. I was going to say carnelian. So carnelian may resonate with you, but this is actually garnet. This is a grounding stone connected to the root chakra, the Muladhara. Okay. For pile number 2, we have this beautiful green aventurine connected to the heart chakra. And for pile number 3, we have this beautiful piece of tiger's eye, which is also in my thumb ring here. Such a powerful stone. This is connected to the Manipura chakra. Awesome. Okay, so we have pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Whichever one you are drawn to, that should be the pile for you, keeping in mind that these are general readings, so please take what resonates and leave what does not. So with that being said, I will go ahead and see you over on your perspective piles. Hello, my fellow humans that chose this beautiful piece of garnet, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, this is going to be your pile on how do men see you. Keeping in mind these are general readings, so take what resonates and leave what does not, knowing that as you interact with the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing, it does allow me an opportunity to connect with you energetically to get you out more resonant readings. Also, in case you're interested, if you guys would like to know a little bit more about my journey, the tips and tricks that have worked for me and that have not worked for me, and just in general, some of the things that I had found challenging that I had to overcome on the journey towards self, personal development, the spiritual journey, whatever it is that you call it, please check out the description box down below where I do have a link to my new podcast, which is coming out every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Scatter Love Radio is the name of the podcast. And I am going over certain situations that I have been through, and it's just there to help guide you along your own path and to share myself with you guys. Things that come up on the readings definitely come up in those podcasts as well, where I talk about how I'm going to explain that more in depth later, and I will bring those up in the podcasts as we go. So the newest one that you will see that is uploaded currently is all about forgiveness and the spiritual blockages that does or does not bring on our journey, and how I myself went through a very difficult situation that I found myself not wanting to forgive, and how I was led into forgiving that. Okay, so with that being said, let us go ahead and grab your dice, and we will go ahead and start your reading. So Source for pile number 1. How do men see pile number 1? What messages do you have for us, Source? How do men see pile number 1? What will help us understand better how men see pile number 1, Source? Perfect. Ooh, we have a lot of air energy, so it's the way you communicate, first and foremost, coming out here. Men see you as a very wise communicator. Let me flip this over here. They see you as somebody who is capable of connecting with others and leading others. You know, we have Aquarian energy here very strongly with 11th house and Aquarius. Also, Mercury is a very airy planet. It's the planet of communication, which is why when Mercury goes retrograde, everybody freaks out because no one understands each other, because it seems like it's going backwards in its rotation around the world. And really, or I guess it's rotation in the sky, because it doesn't really revolve around the world. It revolves around on the planetary axis. And so when it starts to appear to go backwards, that's when we have problems with technology. That's when we have problems with communication. That's when we feel most misunderstood. And for you, men see you as someone who very much takes time with how you communicate to others. They see you as someone who is capable of connecting with many, many people on many different levels, whether that's through technology, through different age groups, through different groups in general. I was hearing cliques, through different cliques. It's like it doesn't matter where you go, you are able to blend and to flow into that community or into that group of people. And you're very, this is like a popular energy. You're gonna be popular. Like, that's what's coming through. They see you as someone who's very popular, but not in a way like, you know, like high school popularity. Not like that at all. This is like popular as in, it doesn't matter who you're dealing with. You can always find common ground with them. And they see you as someone who is very easy to talk to, right? Like it always feel like a sense of calm when they're in your presence. And it's a very interesting energy here because they could have met you through something that you do, whether that's a group or your friend group, like the men that you know. It's like maybe you work with them, but it's through groups that you actually meet them. It's not really a singularity thing here. This is being connected to you through other people or through other situations that are very like community. There's like a community here that's coming through, right? And they see you as someone who's extremely intelligent. They see you as someone who can sometimes appear scattered, right? Like I keep hearing like an airhead. And so much of the time people take being an airhead as an insult, and it's not, because it means that you're capable of going up into your thoughts and really determining what's going on with your thoughts. It's not meant to be an insult here. And if you take it as an insult, just remember when someone calls you an airhead, it means you have this ability to tap in a way that others don't. So to me, if anybody calls me an airhead, I take it as a compliment, because I'm like, yeah, you know what? I don't mind putting my thoughts up in the air, into the clouds, and being up there and living like that for a little while so that I can regain myself and come back down here on earth. And that's what it feels like here. So I don't know how any other way to put that other than you're very connected to your mindset. You're very connected to some deep wisdom within your soul, with your higher self, your intuition. But this goes deeper than that. This is just like, you could be book smart. You could have a very high degree, like a PhD. You could have multiple degrees, I'm hearing. But they see you as someone who's just extremely intelligent and gets lost in that intelligence sometimes. You kind of like Einstein did, how like when you're on something, like time doesn't even exist for you. You could be stuck on a problem or stuck on a situation for hours and hours at a time, and time just doesn't exist for you. It just doesn't. It's like it could be 5 minutes, it feels like, for you. And that's someone who is capable of becoming very present in this now moment, doing something that they really love, right? When you think, have you ever seen Flubber? I love that movie with Robin Williams, and how he missed his wedding how many times, and they finally at the end they had to have him get married on the screen. And that's what it was, because it was like when he got involved in something or when he thought about something, he had to go and work on it. And that's what men see. They see you as someone who, when you have like a grand idea, nothing else matters. You have to go and work on it. So you could be an inventor. You could be, I heard, a doctor. You could be a doctor of sciences, but you could also be like a doctor of, like a doctor, an MD. But this has something to do with being able to connect with others and being very logical and ambitious, super ambitious. You have this way of connecting with others through sensory, right? It's not necessarily your way of communicating, but it's like you could have a very soft touch, or you could have this ability to just walk up to somebody, and if they're really freaking out, you tap them on the shoulder and suddenly they're calmed down. It's almost like an ability to heal people through your physical touch, right? It has to do with sensory. Or you may carry around frequencies and just start playing frequencies when you notice that the room is like really going crazy, and so you put on some frequencies and nobody realizes it, but it brings everybody back down into this calm state. Maybe you have a certain thing that you carry on you that makes a certain noise or a certain pitch or something like that. That's why I keep hearing, like, it's like sensory. It's like something that no one else does, and it's very personal to you, but it has to do with sensory. So that's what touch, taste, smell, sight, and sound, right? So very sensory oriented. There's something that you do that actually affects others, and it brings people down into this space of being able to stay calm and to begin to connect with themselves in a much better way. You also could know multiple languages. You could be a bilingual. You could also be a polyglot. I heard trilingual, but you could speak multiple languages or in the process of learning multiple languages. Traveling. We don't actually have any traveling energy here, but I did hear traveling. Like, it came through very, very strongly here. You could have traveled and experienced other cultures, or you like to go in town to the different places where cultures are in town. You know, when you go to the city and there's all little places. Like when I was growing up in Denver, there was little, and they actually did call it this, so it's not to be rude, but they did call it this, like Little China and Little Mexico and Little Korea. There was Little Ethiopia, but they were all kind of around the same area. Like some were blocks away from each other and some were like miles away from each other, but you could go and experience a culture in a very short distance. And so maybe that's something you really like to do, is go and experience different cultures, whether that's through food, through stores, through... So again, that sensory thing is coming up here. It's like you almost thrive on your information being fed to you through everything, like the whole experience. So it could be you, but it could also be you doing that to other people, or it's because it affects you so much that it affects others in that same way. And so men see you as someone who is capable of influencing many, many people who are around you at one time. Okay, they don't want me to use this deck. Interesting. I picked it up and they were like, no. Okay, my bad. I'm sorry. I didn't know what was going on here. No, not that one either. Okay, you're right. I knew it when I started. You know, just being frustrated. I'm just being, what is it? A punk about it. So, source, let's get some tarot out for pile number 1. How do men see pile number 1, source? How do men see pile number 1? Whoa, did you see those cards come flying? Like flying. Like, we're ready. That's why they wanted me to use this deck. How do men see pile number 1, source? Okay, thank you. Alright. On the bottom of the deck, we have the Jack of Diamonds. Yeah, someone who is willing to start things. Like, this is like starting new energy, starting projects, starting to bring something into this physical world, but also through the gift of love, the gift of giving to others, right? Yeah, look, this is like your communication. You have some sort of skill that you're able to use to your advantage, but you keep it very close to heart. Okay, so I just heard dark psychology. So remember, I just said, and I did say psychology at the beginning, I believe. like something about psychology, but you could know what you could have studied dark psychology and you actually use it. It's not necessarily to manipulate people, it's just like testing a theory. I keep hearing it's like, even though it can be seen as manipulation, it is still about testing a theory. And so you could actually be a psychologist and you're trying to learn, like if you're trying to help sociopaths or narcissists, it's like almost using those same tactics against them. So you may find people who you would have deemed as a narcissist or a sociopath, and you actually use those same tactics on them. Yeah, see, we have the Six of Clubs with the Tower energy here. It's almost like seeing that you can cause the same dissonance in their life as they do for others, and just wondering how that impacts them in a certain way. So men see this. They see how intelligent you are. It's like this wise energy. You could have been pegged as somebody that was a narcissist until people get to know you. And I think people give this out too much. Like this is a diagnosis on people, because everybody has narcissistic tendencies. It's just finding our own toxic traits. But I do feel like for you, pile one, you're constantly in a search for knowledge, especially with Mercury coming out here. It's like Geminis, if we think about Gemini for a second, Gemini loves to gain knowledge, and their other greatest love is to share the knowledge that they've gained. And so that's exactly what it feels. It's almost like you're gaining knowledge so that you can share it with someone else eventually. We do have a pair on the spread here. We have the King of Diamonds and the Queen of Diamonds coming out together with the Eight of Clubs in the center. So if you're a divine feminine, and even if you're not, like there could be men around you that see you as a divine counterpart. They see you as someone that's on their level. You bring a lot of calmness. Like I keep getting brought back to that energy of calm and collected, and that makes you very desirable to men. And so they see you as somebody that they could partner with. They see you as somebody that they could be with. Like you got a lot of coin energy here. You have the Jack of Diamonds, the Queen of Diamonds, and the King of Diamonds. These are all the court cards from this suit coming out. Because in this, we don't have the Knight, right? We just have the Jack. And the Jack is likened to the Page. And so we don't have the Knight. But we have the King, the Queen, and the Page coming through here. So they see you as someone who's extremely grounded, who's very successful, who's capable of loving and showing deep, deep compassion for many people. Seeing that you're very intuitive. You could meditate as well. You could find ways to meditate, and that again brings that energy of being calm and cool and collected. With the Eight of Clubs here, it's all about controlling anxiety and controlling that need to have control over the room or control over others. So they see you as someone who lets others do what they're going to do. And no matter how they show up, so if they show up as a narcissist or they show up as someone who's trying to manipulate you, you just basically let that person do what they're going to do without letting it bother you. So it's like even if someone does come at you very crooked or from a very malicious state, it does not affect you on a whole. And so men see this about you, and that's why they feel like you would be their perfect pair. Like, because they don't feel like there'd ever be any drama with you. It'd always be calm. It would always be really loving. It would always be really successful too, is the thing coming out here. But you're very much connected, and you're really connected to self here. Like if you see, this is very central here, right? This is right over the solar plexus, and this being over the heart. So you take action based on what drives your passion. And men notice this about you very much, that you're a passionate person, that you're driven by your passions. They also, with this Eight of Clubs here, feels like a family situation. You know, she's taking care of her eggs here on this nest that she's built. And so I do feel like men see you as someone that they can build a home with, and a successful home at that, like something that's very stable. You know, like if they're looking to buy a house, they know that they could buy a house with you and never have to worry about not being able to pay mortgage or not being able to give their kids what they want. Like there would always be this sense of success with you because you have a good head on your shoulders. You're very wise. You're very smart. And I keep getting that you're successful. You may not feel successful, but it's like you've healed this aspect within yourself. And as you've healed it within yourself, now you're starting to show that, to mirror that on the outer realm. And as you mirror that in the outer realm, it's showing that men see you as someone who's very stable and successful. And please get some clarifiers for pile 1, source. And please have some clarifying cards. Wow, did you see that come flying out? Yeah, again with that communication, we have the Knight of Swords coming through here. They see you as someone who saved themselves. You don't need a hero. You don't need someone to come in and save you from your darkness or anything like that. Like, you figured it out on your own. And so a lot of the men who know you right now have seen you grow in some way, shape, or form. They've seen you go from this page, they've seen you turn into the queen, and now they've seen you turn into the king. It's like, even though it's going this way, it doesn't matter. It's this energy of you started out at the bottom and now you're on the top and you become your own hero. You saved yourself from your darkness, from your hurt. And isn't this interesting that we would have a bird card with the 8 of Cups coming out over the 8 of Clubs? And in my deck, the 8 of Cups actually talks about family. My 8 of Cups card is the indicator of family, and we have that 8 of Clubs coming through showing that there's a want for a family here, right? There's a want for a family, but now we have the 8 of Cups clarifying that that's exactly what they see with you. Men see you as someone that they could build a family with, a stable family with. Now you have the imagery here, which feels like they've been caged in with other situations before. So this could be someone who's looking for someone they can feel free with, right? And you do have this sense of a dragon, this paper dragon here that's flying. And it's like they see you as outside of the cage, outside of the societal belief of what a family could be. And so they really feel this sense of being able to build things outside of the box. Like, maybe it's not about marriage for the two of you. Maybe it's just about being honest and having integrity and showing up as real people in the situation, very communicative. Like, the communication is something that continues to come through here. But they do see you as someone who would very easily build a beautiful home, a loving, kind, compassionate home, and it'd be something that's worth looking into with you and letting go of all that hurt and that pain from past situations. Yeah, we have the 3 of Cups on the bottom here, and the 3 of Cups talks about going from the 2 of Cups to the 3 of Cups. We think about that emotionally, building a family, building an emotional connection with a new being, right? It's a new being. You're bringing in a baby. So my 3 of Cups in my deck talks about pregnancy. It talks about babies. It talks about bringing in a child. That could be through adoption, right? That could be through any one way, shape, or form. But it feels like that's exactly what men see when they look at you. Like, they see you as someone they could build a beautiful family with. Can I please have one more card here, source? Maybe. May I please have one more clarifying card here? Wow, thank you. Yeah, and look, we have a queen over a queen. You have the Queen of Swords coming through here. This is Libra energy. Very cardinal. This is Capricorn energy. Cardinal energy. This is saying they want to begin something with you. So you could have many, many options. You could have many men coming towards you trying to have a relationship with you, and it's honestly, this is in your court. Like, you're the one who gets to decide. But this comes back down to, look at all these letters that she's writing. They're everywhere. Like, as soon as she finishes one, she just throws it and it goes to wherever it needs to go, right? Like, it's just this communication. So it's the way that you communicate. They see you as someone who is a fluid communicator. They see you as someone who is very wise and articulate and smart, and that's something that's very attractive. The 3 of Cups came out again. Yeah, someone they want to build with. Someone they want to build with. They see you as someone who's really strong. Let's get some oracles out on it for you, pile 1. May I please have some oracle cards for pile number 1? Wow, that was... Okay, those two want to come out. How do men see pile number 1, source? Okay, thank you. How do men see pile number 1? Some men might be afraid to approach you. No, they don't want that one. Okay. How do men see pile number 1, source? Thank you. have faith on the bottom here. It says, trust your faith in this situation. Yeah, so it's like they see you as someone who has a lot of faith in themselves, who's willing to take a chance on yourself, and you just kind of let your projects and your ideas carry you to the next place that you're going. It's like this very admirable energy, right? They admire you so much. They're like, whoa, like, pile one gets it. Like, they get what it is to live life. Like, there's more to life than just existing, and you embody that. We have a combination of tension and flow, potential, and a rewarding situation with sextile. So there may be a situation going on here with one particular man where there's a runner-chaser dynamic here, that tension and flow, but it is balancing out, and as it balances out, there's a rewarding situation coming here. However, through that, what men see is as you grow, you go through moments of tension, and then you flow, and your potential keeps growing, and you keep coming up into your true potential, and there is no denying that for you, right? Nothing in life is going to keep you from becoming who you're meant to be. Like, you continue to work at it, you continue to grow, you continue to become the best version of yourself, and that's something that's very admirable to them. Okay, I feel like that one wants to come out. On the bottom here, yeah. So we have number 6, take 10 seconds before you take a leap. So this is it's like they see your mind working, and then once your mind kind of like goes through the logistics of it, you just leap, and you have faith in the situation. You have faith that it's going to work out. But you do take a moment just before you leap, but you're not afraid to take those chances when they come up. But there is this energy of taking a moment to really see what it is. Is that what I want? Is that where I want to go? And they see that and they like that, because you're not just somebody who takes a risk to take a risk. Like, you take calculated risks. They have to mean something to you. They have to bring something to you. It's not, I'm just going to take this risk and hope that it's going to work out for me. It's like, no, this has to work out for me, and I have to see the potential in it. So we have number 8, which is 888 has come out for you here. So 8 is a karmic number, clearing of karmic cycles, but it is also the number of abundance and prosperity. So we have love who you are. You are divine, delightful, and deserving of the wonderful things life has to offer. So men see that you love yourself and that you see yourself as a divine creature, which you absolutely should. There's no question about it. You are a divine individual, and you deserve to love. You deserve to love yourself, and you deserve to be loved. Yeah, what was I saying? This very balancing energy coming through here. We have Green Man synergy. Okay, so this is like one cannot exist without the other. So together they create synergy, and that's exactly with the King and the Queen of Diamonds coming out together. That's synergistic between masculine and feminine energy. They see you as someone who's very balanced, who's capable of relying on their feminine energy to receive, while also embodying the masculine energy to take action when needed. I love this. Your heart chakra is glowing. We have meadow and vulnerability. You are not afraid to be vulnerable. Like, you have found that this is your greatest strength, is being vulnerable. And men love this, because when you're vulnerable, they feel like they can be vulnerable. It's like a safe space with you to open up and to be with you, to tell you their stories, and to really connect with you. A lot of green coming through here for you, pile 1. A lot of heart chakra energy, okay? What we have here, 27, work, beaver. Yeah, so we were talking about that. Like, there's something that you're working really hard on. Like, you're building your empire here with this castle down at the bottom of the card. And it's like you keep showing up. No matter what, you keep showing up. And you work hard at that. And it's like you know what you want and you go towards it. And men see you as somebody who is very brave, who's incredibly strong, who's gifted, and who is capable of manifesting what you want in life. Like, we have the moon, satisfy emotional needs, nurture self and others with that vulnerability. And we said that with the Queen of Diamonds too. You're a very nurturing, caring, compassionate individual. You're in touch with your empathic side. You also have psychic gifts, and you're able to use those gifts to your advantage, to use that to do what you want moving forward. And so they see you as someone who is capable of being a loving individual, whether that's to a family, which is something that we talked about, or if that's not what you want, just to others in general, bringing in that loving, kind, compassionate energy. You'd be surprised. A lot of men really do enjoy that. Right? They like seeing a woman who's not afraid to love. They like seeing a woman who's not afraid of being vulnerable. That is embodying the divine feminine energy. It is the masculine energy where we cut ourselves off from our emotions. And so there's this sense of really standing strong in your divine feminine energy. So we have number 32. If you're afraid of dying, then don't be afraid to live. And I love that this came out. We have 5, which is a number of change. And that's what it feels like here. It feels like you're living your life. Like no matter what happens, you're living your life. You're going out there, you're doing the best for yourself. And they see you living. They see that you're not afraid to live. They see that you're not afraid to be that person that does what you want to do, right? That does the unthinkable, the thing that everybody's like, oh, that's impossible. Not for pile 1. Pile 1's, that's not impossible. You're crazy. Everything is possible, right? And I love that have faith came out on the bottom for you, because when we talk about faith, I have this plaque in the bathroom. It says faith makes things possible, not easy. And I feel like that's a very beautiful embodiment of who you are and what men see about you. Let's check out your Kuan Yin card and see what's coming through. We have the Ivory Swan Goddess with number 15 and 6. So 6 is a number of balance. It's also seeing yourself from the eyes of the divine, which is unconditional love, giving that love to yourself. So again, coming back, love who you are. Men see you as somebody who loves themselves. It says the Ivory Swan Goddess speaks of spiritual grace and purity. The purity of your soul light never fades, beloved. Release guilt, shame, judgment, or fear that you are not enough in any way, so that you may realize your beauty and be more yourself and shine your divine essence into the world. Do not cast your eyes away from the perception of your own divine inner light in all its purity and radiance, beloved soul. You may find it easier to believe in the illusion of sins and unworthiness than in the truth of your spiritual innocence. Yet just like the purity, beauty, and grace of the Ivory Swan Goddess, your own soul is luminous, pure, and eternally graceful. You're being asked to recognize the divine energy within you without holding yourself back from unconditional self-acceptance and regard. It is time to accept your divinity in greater measure and to be present to the pure light within, to try not to ignore it, downplay it, or worry that it is not enough. No matter what has happened in your life or what experiences or choices you have made, your soul light is as pure as the divine source itself, because essentially that is what it is. There is no need for spiritual shame or feelings of inadequacy. The light within all of us is exactly the same. We are just in different stages of realizing it. So that's what they see. They see so many people shy away from who they are, and they see you owning it. Right? They see you owning your spiritual gifts. They see you owning your journey. They see you owning your purpose. Right? So for some of you, it's not even a spiritual journey. It's just standing so firm in your purpose. And that's, like I was saying, maybe you're working really hard at getting a degree or multiple degrees. And they see that. And that's something that shines really brightly for them. Okay? So this is what I have for you, Pile 1. If it resonated, leave me a thumbs up down below. But I'm going to go ahead and leave it there and get on out of here. And until next time, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow humans that chose this beautiful piece of green aventurine. Or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, this is going to be your reading on how do men see you. They're always fun. Keep in mind these are general readings, so please take what resonates and leave what does not. Also knowing that as you interact with the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing, it does allow me an opportunity to connect with your energy and get you out more resonant readings. And on a side note here, if you are interested in knowing more about my journey and why it is that I chose to go on this spiritual journey, the journey to self, the personal development, and coming the best version of myself, check out the link down below in the description box, which will lead you to my podcast at Scatter Love Radio, where you guys will find a new podcast uploaded every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. The current one, as of this video, is all about forgiveness and the blockages on the journey, whether that does or does not block the journey, and also a very transparent story about something that I went through that's very personal, that led me to my own journey of forgiveness and why it helps me, just so that you know you can do it too. So that will be down below in the description box. And thank you everybody for your support and for being here. I'm just so honored to have you here. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into your reading and find out, how do men see you, pile 2? How do men see you, pile 2? Source, what can you tell us about how men see pile 2? Source, how do men see pile 2? What could you tell us, Source? Whoa, that went flying. Look, 7th house, Neptune, and Aries energy. Ooh, this is a lot of contradictory energy. I'm just going to say that right off the bat. Okay, because you have 7th house with relationships. You have Aries, which is all about self, being, you know, connected to self. And then the house of, or the planet of mystery, right, which is Neptune energy. Neptune is all about seeing beyond the veil. So it's a lot of kind of all over the place, but they see a lot of good things. It's not a bad thing. It's just kind of all over the place, because they see you as someone who's very brave and direct. Sometimes you can be a little bit abrasive, and there is a sense of arrogance that comes off, but I don't feel like you're an arrogant person. I just feel like you're very self-centered in your confidence, and you're not, okay, not self-centered. You're very centered in your confidence is what I'm trying to say here. And it's that being grounded in who you are, which makes you seem very arrogant sometimes. It's like, oh, like you're overcompensating for things, but you're really not. You're really not. You're actually very relationship oriented. You have a lot of close personal relationships in your life. You really rely on those close personal relationships, but I feel like you've also learned a lot from those relationships. Hold on just a second. So they see you as someone who's also very mystical and mythical, and someone who is very intuitive. They could also see you someone as an addiction, like you're their addiction. They're very much addicted to your energy. They're addicted to your personality. They're addicted to you as a person, almost like an obsession here, right? Because you're someone that they just put on a pedestal. This feels like someone who's on a pedestal, out of their league, out of reach for them, right? When we talk about the 7th house, though, we do talk about someone who is a little jealous and who feels like you're a rival. So they could feel like you're in competition with them, even though you're not. And that's why they put you up on a pedestal, because they see you as someone who works far, far harder, far more than they do. And so there's this sense of you leading it. It's almost like they just let you lead. If they had a relationship with you, they just let you lead. They'd be like, cool, go ahead, pile 2. Go ahead and take the lead, because you know what you're doing, and I question everything. So a lot of these men are very indecisive, okay? Like, I'm just going to put that out there. This is a very confusing type of energy that's coming through, and I did say there's a lot of contradictory energy when I first saw the dice, because that's exactly what it felt like, this just sheer confusion, like, okay, you know, like this is someone who it's actually a group, because this feels like many people. It feels like they just want someone to do everything that's hard for them. These are also men who could be involved, and they see you as that addiction to themselves, and they feel guilty about it, right? And so they see you as someone who's willing to be vulnerable and who has good taste in music, and that they share memories with. Even if they don't have any memories with you, it's like they're idolizing those moments that they've had with you, even if it was just as simple as saying hi or passing by you on the street. Some may have taken secret photos of you, but regardless, they do see you as someone that's very ideal, like they idolize you, okay? Also, there's something about your feet. So maybe you wear really unique shoes, or you wear different shoes, or you're always having, you know, like high heels, or you have like the highest fashion shoes on always. And so that's something that they like. These are some men who have a foot fetish coming in here, which is fine, whatever, you know. But that is something that's coming in for you. So men see you as someone that they would like to have, but they feel like that you're just out of their reach. Like, there's no way to get close to you like that. There's no way to get involved with you like that, right? And so, yeah, and they could have been caught many times on the computer or on their phone looking at your pictures. Right before I came back on the video, all of a sudden my computer just started tripping out. It just turned off for no reason. Like, it just was like, okay, I'm done. And so it could be that they're trying to hide that they're always looking at your pictures, or maybe they're trying to find you on social media. They don't have your social media, but they're trying their best to search for you. And so they're asking people about you, but they see you as someone that they have a lot of fantasies with, right? Especially with this Neptunian energy here. So let's see if we can get some tarot on it and explain this a little bit more. So Source, how do men see pile number 2? Thank you. How do men see pile number 2, Source? Wow, that came out. Thank you. How do men see pile number 2? Okay, I feel like these two want to come out, and those are clarifying each other here. What do we got on the bottom? Yeah, so this is what I was saying. Like, they idolize the moments that they've met with you. Like, it sets their soul on fire. So it's just as simple. Maybe you just had a conversation about work, or maybe you had a conversation about life, or you just said hello to them, or whatever it was. But to them, it meant so much more. And you're probably over there like, okay, like, whatever. But they see you as someone that they could, that they could have life with, that they could get over where they're stuck at, right? Like, this is a very stuck energy. Someone who's very stuck, or a group of people who are very stuck, and they feel like you would help unstick them from their sinking sand, like their quicksand that they're in. They also see you as someone who they could very easily fall in love with. And they sit up at night thinking, oh my gosh, like, pile 2 has so many options. There's no way that, again, that putting you on the pedestal, right? And feeling like there's no way that they could come towards you. Look at this. We already have 8 and 8 coming out together. Yeah, you're very attractive. They see you as someone super attractive. And an obsession. Look, this is the Devil card coming out. Right? Look, over the Queen of Wands, or the Queen of Clubs here, it's clarifying the Queen of Clubs. It's talking about an obsession with you. Like, they're addicted to you. This is someone who deep down, look, we have the flames here from the 2 of Clubs coming through here. On the bottom here, it's like whatever time you spent together, they completely romanticize the whole thing. When you see in romantic dramas how, like, the woman is always, like, making the little situation into this big situation, like, oh my god, they love me so much, when all they said was hi, and then suddenly, like, they've spent a lifetime together. Or this is very, like, Pisces energy, where all of a sudden I've spent like 5 lifetimes with you, and all we did was say hello, or you waved and nodded at me. Like, that's what's coming in, and they feel stuck to you. What's that song? Stuck on You. That's a really old song too coming through here, but yeah, I don't actually remember who sings that. That's the only part that came through, is like, stuck on you. So they feel stuck on you. Like, there's no getting away from how attractive you are, how intuitive you are. And so they see you as someone who, if they ever did get a chance, like, it would just be their ruin and their end, because they would just do everything for you. They would try to bring you the moon. They would try to bring you the stars. They would try to bring you everything. Like, even if you were to ask for something that was completely unreasonable, like, they would still go out of their way to do it for you. And they feel like it would just be a complete ruin for them. And they just, like, this is someone who can't get enough, or this is a group of men who cannot get enough. And they've worked on this. They've worked on this feeling. But there's something more to this. There's something that's very intuitive here that's coming through with you. And so they see you as someone who is connected to their intuition, which we had with the Queen of Clubs here. But this is like, you see life from your intuitive eye, and you don't let that affect the way that you make a decision. Like, you're very closed off to sharing your thoughts with others. You're very closed off to sharing your experiences even with others. Like, even if you do share your experiences, it's just like the very bare minimum coming through here. because you're so focused on work and you're so focused on building yourself and creating something that is an accomplishment for you. It's like success. And so they see you as a hard worker, but they also see you as someone who's very, very mysterious and closed off, and someone who deserves a lot of justice in their life, because maybe they've seen you overcome a lot of really rough situations with justice here. Or you could be involved in the legal system. You could be a lawyer, you could be a paralegal, you could be a judge, you could be, anything like that that's having to do with your work. You could just be someone who is studying law. But they love the way that you think, and they love the way that you stand out to them in that way. So this could be someone that you work with, but this also could be a group of people just around you, right? And so these men are seeing you as someone that they would have to work really hard in order to ever come back into your life, or to actually have a shot, because you already have so many options. And why would you want somebody that's kind of rolling around like a creep, I'm a creep, I'm a loser. What's that? Isn't that like a 90s song? That just came in. Yeah, they feel like they're creepy. They feel like they're stalking you. They feel like they're like the peeping Tom outside your bedroom window. They feel like that. And that's something that they feel internally. Okay, it's not exactly how they are. It's just because they're watching you online. They're trying to figure out if you have somebody else in your life, and they're trying to figure out what's going on with you. They feel like they're a creep because they see you as somebody that is so far out of their league. You're like the girl next door, or you're the guy next door, or you're the person next door, right? You're just somebody who's on a level that they're not on. And whereas that just may be their own perception, they just see you as someone that they have to work extra hard to be in your life, because you don't settle for less than you deserve. And they like that about you. That's something they really, really do like about you. Okay, so I guess that one wants to be there. May I please get some clarifying cards here, Source, for pile number 2? How do men see pile number 2? Yeah, but the obsession is real here. You're a real addiction for them. Every time you post a new picture, they're on it. They're like, oh my gosh, I gotta see. What did they post? What's going on here? So we have the 6 of Swords coming up. Every time this 6 of Swords comes out, I'm just always thinking, the death to the inner child. That's the first thing that comes out here, which I don't see. I feel like you're working on connecting with your inner child, and you like to have fun, but there are a lot of times when you come across as very serious, which is indicated by that Aryan energy here. Also the Libra energy, right? We have Libra here, and we have Libra up here with the 7th house. And so there's this seriousness about you, and yet right now you're really working on reconnecting with your inner child. And so with that to come out over the 8 of Diamonds here, that's very symbolic, right? Of letting go of what society says is right for you. It's oh, society says I'm too old to have fun. And you're when did that ever become a thing? And so they see you as someone who's really trying to reconnect with what brings the spark back into your life. And they also see you as someone who's very, very much in this place of trying to build something for yourself. You're really trying to build a empire, or you're trying to build generational wealth, or you're trying to build financial stability. And they see that, and they see that you do a lot by yourself, and that you're very much guided by the unknown, especially with Neptune energy here. This is guided by your spirit guides, your angels, by God, by source, by the universe, whatever it is that you call it. And it's seeing that you're guided by that, and they admire that about you, and they feel like you're an angel while they feel like they're the devil. I don't feel like they're terrible energy either. They just, maybe they've been really rejected in life, and they don't feel like they deserve someone like you. But it could very well be that you both are vibrating at a very similar vibrational energy, and that's why they're so attracted to you, but they're not seeing that. They're just seeing all their flaws. And so that could be something that you yourself have overcome as well. But they just can't get over how beautiful you are. Yeah, and how balanced you are. Look, again, this energy of being simply by yourself. And Pisces energy is coming through. Even though this is the Temperance card, which is connected to Sagittarius, this is like very Piscean energy to me, okay? Like she's on her fish, she's sleeping, she's in dream world. So I feel like they may dream about you, like you're like a dream come true to them. And we did have Temperance come out over here as well. So the balance energy is coming through. It's very, very strong here. They see you as someone who is super harmonious, really in touch with their inner peace, and not willing to give that up for anybody. Even if they see you like being treated badly by someone, they also see you stand firm in this balanced energy. And it's like, look, I'm not going to give up my peace of mind just because you want to start a fight or an argument, you know? I almost said fart. I have to laugh about that. That was funny. It's just this mix of words here. And then we have the Knight of Coins on the bottom. Again, this energy of being in the darkness, but transforming the darkness. You know, I feel like, again, this is pointing towards really connecting with that inner child, that essence of you, and understanding what it is. And it's been a long time in the process, a long time in the making, because at one point, there was no connection to that inner self. And so they see you as someone who's this bright light, who's willing to have a good time, who's willing to have fun, who can be spontaneous, who can be unorthodox, who's willing to go the extra mile for themselves and for others, but also transforming all the time. These are men who are constantly watching you and seeing you grow, right? Like this is Roots down here. Like she's growing. She's the flower. She's coming out as a flower. And so they're seeing you grow. And while it might have taken a long time to get to where you are, it is something that's very, very noticeable. Yeah, and they really, really want to grow emotionally with you, right? And we talk about this in another pile, that the Three of Cups is actually talking about pregnancies. It's talking about growth and expansion, but very much emotional expansion, not celebration like the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot. This is more like, I want to really grow emotionally with you. I want to have a family, even if that's like with fur babies, or if that's just with friends, whatever it is. I want us to go from two to having a third entity here, which could be a group of friends or something you really love, a project together, but that's emotionally fulfilling together. They really, really want that. But see, again, they see you as this innocent energy here, and they feel like they're such a monster because they have dirty thoughts about you, or because they see like taking your innocence and turning it into something that's very sexual. And they see that with you, and they feel like you would just think that there's some sort of monster, and that's why this person or these people have not come forward. I also keep getting like maybe they're married or in a relationship or something, like they're already taken, and they know that they shouldn't think these things about you, pile two, but they do. Like, and that sucks, because maybe you always attract people who are connected or who are already committed, and it's kind of like, like, again, like, why can't it be someone else? And so you've learned to focus your energy on yourself and what you wanted, and remembering that that has nothing to do with you. Like, if you end up attracting married men or, you know, people who are committed, like, it has nothing to do with you. It's just that most times there's these individuals who are looking for something that they don't have, right? And boredom is a drive in a lot of people's lives. You know, they forget to have fun with each other. They forget to date. And so there's like this fantasy that comes through, like, oh, there's someone new and they're bright. And so there's this idea that, like, because you're so different from anybody that they've ever met, that you're going to be their personal fulfillment. And in truth, because they don't make an effort in their relationship, the same would be true if they got together with you, pile two. So don't ever take it like, oh, it's something that I personally did, because it's not. It's nothing that you did. It's just this idealization that they have, because it's like trying to fantasize about something they don't have. You know, everybody wants what they don't have. You're also really smart, and you're always learning something new. And so you may be bringing new energy all the time. Like, you may be, you know, studying something. Like I was saying, like, you could very well be learning law, something in the legal system, community service, like parole officers coming through here. Like, you may be someone that's involved with the community in some way, shape, or form. Now, that's not going to resonate with everyone, but that is a really strong energy coming through here. Like, a radical change. Like, again, that energy, you're always changing. You're always transforming. Your energy is always transforming. And because of that, it's like they feel like it would always be unique with you, right? Which in some cases, yes, it would be, but sometimes people forget that they're also a person that they have to bring their A game into. You know, a lot of times, especially in society today, when people are married, they just really have given up on this whole idea of wowing one another. It's like, oh, we've been married for X amount of years. Why do I have to wow them? And it's like, because you have to keep the spark alive, right? Then we have 37 on the bottom here. Act as if your partner is here, whether you have someone in your life or not. Act as if they are with you, so you always consider them. And see, this is that energy of just confirmation. What I was saying, I feel like these people, these men, have somebody in their life, but they fantasize about you being their partner. And so they may act as though, like they may come to you and try to act as though they want to build something with you. And you're like, hold on, you're with someone. What are you doing? Like, and you may call them out on that, and that may make them feel bad because they know better, right? They do know better, but they can't help themselves. It just feels like they can't help, right? What is it? I can't help myself. I love you and nobody else. Sugar pie, honey bun, sugar pie, honey bun. You know that I love you. Like, that's the energy that's coming through. It's like they fell in love with you without even trying. But instead of taking care of their own personal life and finding a way to, you know, whether that's leaving a situation or whether that's just tying up loose ends and sowing wild oats, as my mom would always say, they would just rather like start a whole new dramatic beginning, and knowing that it was going to be dramatic. And so they see you as someone that they know they can't even try that with. And good for you, Pile 2. Good for you for setting those strong boundaries and understanding your worth. But it doesn't mean that they don't think about it, right? Look, take 10 seconds before you take a leap. Number 6. Yeah, it's like they see you as this balanced person, but it's like they're always thinking, like, what happens if I were to go towards Pile 2? Like, what would happen? How would they act? And you'd probably be like, sit your ass down. Excuse me for cursing, but really, that's like the energy. You'd be like, get out of here. What are you doing? What are you playing at? You got someone at home. I don't need to be in that. Especially if you have gotten out of some dramatic situations like that yourself. Why are you going to re-invite that back in? But they see you as someone that they really want to spend their lives with. Like, this is the pile. This is the pile I'm always like worried that's going to come through, and yet I know that it will come through because there's always a group of men who really believe that my collective, my tribe, like they desire them, they fantasize about them, they want them so badly because they see how incredible they are. And there's this belief that if I could just have one moment of experience with them, that I would get some of that luck, I would get some of that beauty and that grace. And really, if they did, honestly, Pile 2, if they had even a chance with you, they would always keep coming back. Like, there's no doubt in my mind, they would keep coming back because they couldn't get enough. Once would never be enough. And you know that because you're amazing. Look, we have the sun coming out, self-expression and embody the truth. Yeah, you're a very honest person. Okay, which makes sense with the 7th house with the Justice card coming out on the 8 of Spades here. You're a very honest person. So it's like if somebody was taken and they came towards you, you would be the person that would basically speak the truth unto them. Like, you really think that you would have a shot with me when you're doing this to the person you have at home. What am I supposed to think if we were to ever move forward with this? Because you would just find someone else, or you would always be looking for the next best thing, right? Which also brings us to that addiction energy, right? They're always looking for that next high. And that's exactly what this person would be in, and that's exactly what you would call them out on. But they see that you follow your heart. They see that you're not afraid to shine bright, and you do. You stand out, right? And I know I always sing this song, but it's true because it's coming through. It's like, stand out above the crowd, even if I have to shout out loud. Tonight is the only thing we'll see. You're gonna stand out till you notice me, right? But you're already being noticed by everybody. You've already stood out for a long time. It's just like, I feel like you're in this sense of solitude right now, and that's why you're not giving this person an inch. You know, and even if they're not with somebody, this is somebody who they're not willing to do that inner work, and because they don't do that inner work, that's what's kind of like a turnoff for you, like kind of like no. But men see you as that, they like see you as somebody that's very high compared to who they are. So we have Red Fox strategy, number 3. They see you as very clever, very witty, very cunning. Like you never let things get you down. Didn't we say that earlier? I feel like I said that somewhere in here. Like it doesn't matter how a person comes towards you, like you never let it get you down. You're very bold and direct. Like it's like people try to mess with you one time, and that's all they get is one time, because you stand in your power and you set up very strong boundaries. With the Queen of Clubs coming through here, you set up very strong and wide boundaries. It's not to keep your heart away from people. It's not to keep you not vulnerable with people. This is literally to keep you from situations that aren't serving you, and you've noticed that. Yeah, full moon completion. So right now, pile 2, the reason that this energy is coming through on this pile, okay, and you're more than welcome, if you're drawn to another pile, you're more than welcome to check one of those out. But the reason being is Source wants you to know that this cycle is coming to an end. So if this is the type of energy that you've dealt with before, this is coming to an end because you're really connecting to yourself on a much deeper level here, okay? But there's a lot of men who see you as their end goal. It's like an end goal here. Like, I gotta be with pile 2. But I feel like they're not, like I was saying, they might be on the same vibrational energy as you, but these are people who aren't really doing that inner work. Like, if they did the inner work, then you would be able to grow together. But it's almost like you're the one that's growing, and they're staying stagnant in this energy, right? What was I saying? This stuck energy here that comes through with the 4 of Wands and this 2, or the 4 of Clubs and the 2 of Clubs here. Feels very stuck. Like they're burning their own bridges, you know? Let's see what this is. We have number 7. The only thing that is real is love. Shift your focus back to love. And this is just a reminder that you are a love being. You are a unconditional loving soul, and not to get frustrated by these situations, not to get frustrated even by this reading, that it's just a reminder to bring you back to your truth, which is love, because you're meant to be known on a scale of either around the world or for a lot of people. You're meant to be known. You're bringing something very unique, and it has to do with the way that you listen to your heart, and it has to do with the way that you work from your heart space. You're also very lucky, and men see that you're very lucky, and I feel like they would be blessed if you were in their life, and I think that you have understood that as well, that you are a very lucky, blessed person, and that when you give your energy to people who aren't on the same level as you, that they sap a lot of your luck and your manifestations. It's like almost like everything gets manifested for them, and you're left feeling drained. And this is telling me and reminding me that when you settle for less, you're not letting Source bring you what you deserve. And then we have number 11, which is a master number here of spiritual growth. When one door closes, another will open. And we have this confirmation here with the full moon and this card of saying this is a door that is closing for you. That's why you're strategically showing up. Even if you realize it or not, this could be a very unconscious thing because you've done so much healing and now your spirit's taking over, which does happen on the journey. But now you're like closing this door and not letting people of this energy come in anymore. You're like, nope, I'm done. I'm done with these people who just want me because they want a side chick or they want a side dude or they want a side person. Like, I'm not in that anymore. And so this is a completion of that, and you're growing very spiritually because of this situation. So there may be some people, some men who come to you and they're like, hey, boo. Like, and you're like, oh, hold up. No. Back up. This ain't gonna fly. I ain't gonna play that game. So we have the Amaryllis Loot with number 34, 7 again. 777 could be a very powerful number for you. That does show that you have changed what it was you were doing in the past, and now you're bringing in a sense of luck to your journey, which is absolutely beautiful. Let's go ahead and read this from the book. So number 34... How do men see you, pile 2? Yeah, you're just someone who stands out. You could be very musical as well. You have won a victory, beloved, a victory over the past. Hello, what was I just talking about? I love this synchronicity for you, pile 2. I love it. I love it. The Amaryllis lute is sounding through every cell of your being, heralding your rising vibration as you leave fear behind you once again. The fact the lute says you are growing fast and spiritually, you are outgrowing your old life even more so. When your vibration changes, so too does your life, beloved. This is natural. It is safe and loving for you to release that which no longer feels right for you, no matter how much it was important in your old life. It might not have the same place in your new life. So this is just a reminder. That's honestly what your pile was. And I apologize that it wasn't more than that. Like, we did get some sense of how men do see you. But I feel like this is how men saw you before. And now you're going to come into men who see you and respect you and honor you and love you for who you are. But you're actually closing out a cycle with this energy, okay? This is more of a message directly for you than anything else, which is absolutely beautiful. And I love that it came through here. It says, just as a musical instrument can play notes at a higher or lower vibrations, your own vibration is being refined as you are growing so fast spiritually. This is wonderful. Be brave as you trust that you are allowed indeed. You are spiritually encouraged to allow your vibration to continue rising, even though that sometimes means leaving people, places, situations, and things behind. Some people and situations will grow with you at an equal pace, and others will meet you in the next upward spiral of your unfolding consciousness and life path, and still others will weigh you down, and you will need to let them go so they may live their own destiny according to their own choices and timing. It says, the more you allow yourself to rise your vibration, to shine victorious in your journey from fear to peace. Didn't I say you're like a very peaceful person? Like, they see that about you too. Like, something about with the hermit energy. There's like this sense of harmonious energy with you. The more you will be able to benefit from the quick unfoldment of your higher destiny in life. And I did also say that you're letting this go, and we're talking about that with this card, right? Like, they're either going to grow with you or they're going to vibrate out of your life. That's a part of this journey, and that's exactly what's happening for you, pile 2. There's a type of energy that you're actually growing beyond, and so you're kind of like on that precipice right now of dealing with the old you and coming into the new you. And as you grow into the new you, because of all this healing that you've done, the people, not just the men, the people that are going to come into your life are going to be on a much different vibrational level than what you're used to in the past, okay? I loved your reading. I love the synchronicities here. They were so amazing. So if it does resonate, leave a thumbs up down below. And I'm going to go ahead and leave it there and get on out of here. But until next time, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow humans that chose this beautiful tiger's eye. Or for those of you that were drawn to this card during the shuffle, this is going to be a reading on how do men see you. So far, they've been all over the place and wonderful and excellent. So just keep in mind they are general readings. So please take what resonates and leave what does not. It's just meant for another person. Knowing that as you interact with the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing, it does allow me an opportunity to connect with your energy to get you out more resonant readings. Also, if you are interested in knowing a little bit more about my story, about the tips and tricks that I have learned and experienced along the way that have helped me and what hasn't helped me, make sure you check out the description box. There's a link down there to lead you to my new podcast, which a new one will drop every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. The newest one, as of making this video, is all about forgiveness and how that can create spiritual blocks on the journey, or how it might not create spiritual blocks on the journey, where I do share a very personal story, something that I experienced myself, that I swore in my life I would never forgive, and my own direction towards forgiveness and what that did for me. So that's something that you might be struggling with or just need some additional assistance on. Please check that out. Make sure you do follow my podcast so you guys get notified when I do drop a new one. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into your reading and find out how do men see you, pile 3? How do men see pile 3, source? What messages can you tell us? How do men see pile number 3? How do men see pile 3? What do we need to know? We've got Uranus, Aquarius energy, and 10th house. Ooh, we almost had another. So if you guys watched one of my previous readings that uploaded this last week, when these are uploaded, I had a reading where I had all Aryan energy come out. So I would have loved if this was 11th house with Aquarius and Uranus energy, but that's okay. It came out exactly as it needed to. But yeah, you may have actually chose that pile if you know what I'm talking about, because I know some of you do catch every time I upload. You are some of the first that watch it, which is awesome. I love you guys so much. So how do men see you? They see you as someone who is, this could be my masculine group, okay? And if you're a woman, that's fine. You could just have more masculine energy or resonate more with the masculine side of things than you do with the divine feminine side of things, which is fine. So they see you as someone who's very like a father figure. They see you as someone who's a hard worker. They see you as someone who's very inventive, as someone who's famous. Maybe you're someone who's famous. Maybe you have a social media presence. You could be an influencer. You could be a musician. You could be an actor, an actress. You could be someone who's in the public eye, like a public speaker. You are just someone that they see as being famous or on the way to becoming famous. A hard worker, determined, very much in your career. Like your career is everything to you, and that's okay. Like you have long-term goals that you're going for. You like to have things structured. You like to be focused on what it is that you're doing. Your fortune, your public reputation, your authority. Right? But when the 10th house comes into play here, this is the embodiment of masculinity. When we think about the Capricorn energy, Capricorn is the father of the zodiac. And then you have Cancerian energy, which is the mother of the zodiac, right? And so you have this energy of being a very fatherly figure or a very paternal figure as well, right? So like you could just make a good parent. They see you as someone who would take authority in the family, and they also see you as someone who takes authority over your life. Like you are the father to yourself. And that doesn't matter if you're a man, if you're a woman, whatever you identify with. This is saying that you have become the father figure in your own life, where maybe you didn't have a father figure growing up, or maybe you didn't have a father that encouraged you on your journey, or that gave you that constructive criticism that you needed in order to grow. You've now become that for yourself. And so they see you as someone who's willing to go that extra mile to take care of themselves. And that's something that also comes over into family, right? They feel like that's something they could have in their family, or that they would really like in their family. You're very progressive. They see you as super friendly, altruistic. Like they're very blessed that they met you. They feel very lucky that you've come into their life. But when I say future oriented, like you're always looking towards the future. Like you have long-term goals. This is saying that you know what you want to achieve in a year. You know what you want to achieve in 5 years. You know what your 10-year plan is, your 20-year plan is, even your 50-year plan. But you're also open-minded enough with the Uranus and the Aquarius energy here that you're not afraid to change your plan as needed, because you understand that not everything is going to go according to plan. However, you would rather show up prepared and being able to make those changes in your preparations as you go. And that is something that they see you as very logical, very ambitious. But again, with Aquarius energy here, you could very well have a social media presence, or you serve a lot of people over social media, like a coach, an online trainer. You could be an online therapist. You could, like, it's something over the internet. Like you could even be a vet that's been online, or a doctor that's gone online since the recent transition in the past few years. But this is, they see you as someone who isn't afraid to go towards the technological side of things, and who isn't afraid to really experiment in those things. And they've seen you as someone who's gone through a massive change recently, especially with Uranus. This is something that's like radical change. This is something that is new for you, but you've like spearheaded it, and you have taken it and made it yours. You have reformed the way that you show up. You're very innovative. You're open. And you have a lot of sudden progression because of that change, and you know that, and that's why you always keep an open mind when it comes to any type of change in your life. Like you are the pile that isn't afraid of change. Like, you know that that's a constant in life, and you're willing to, you know, relish in that, very much so. You are also very, very, the friendly thing here, so this could be men who are friends with you, but they do see you, again, adoption is coming up because of Uranus here. So this is that parental energy. They see you as being a really good parent. They see you as somebody who serves humanity, right? And also something about your legs is coming through here as well. Like, you may have really nice calves or really muscular calves, very nice ankles. Maybe you wear an anklet, you know, and they really, that's something they notice, and they see that, like, they see that and they're like, oh, that's cool. Like, you wear an anklet. I don't see that very often. I love that about pile 3. Pile 3 wears their anklets. So, and again, that's not going to resonate with everyone, but that is something that's really strong coming through here. But you could be like a bicyclist, and you may have really, really strong calves, and you could just be an athlete, and you just have really nice calves, really lean legs is what I'm hearing. So let us shuffle. Wow, okay, so this card actually flew out. Okay, I'm going to put it back in, but I want to show you. This is the Popes card. They see you as someone who's extremely intuitive and willing to listen to their intuition, but who is grounded and action-taking on what insights you receive, okay? So, and you balance a lot of things. Like, you're someone who's not afraid to balance a lot of things. So you may have multiple projects going on. I heard maybe a president of a company, or you could be, wow, that's awesome. If you're president of the company, that's amazing for being here on my channel. Thank you. That's really cool. You could just be someone who has a very high up position, like CEO status. You could also be a business owner. I feel like you have many, many projects going on. Look, and at the bottom of the deck, we have this 3 of clubs coming up. But look at this work energy coming on. It's like you're building something. And it's something where you feel stable and safe in, too. And so they see that about you. They see you as building something that's stable and safe. They see you as building a life for yourself, a destiny. So how do men see pile 3, Source? Yeah, look, the star came out. So absolutely in the public eye, whatever it is you're doing, you're seen by the public eye. You are a star. You are shining bright. They also see you as someone who brings a lot of hope into their life. They see you as someone who gives them something to look forward to. So maybe they see you at work, or they see you on a daily basis, or it's someone that they're like following you. Like, they could be one of your followers. If you hear that noise in the background, my dog is chewing on one of her toys, and it's just really loud. There's nothing that I can do, and I don't want to take it away from her because she's just chilling right now. So, but she's a chewer. She's a pity mix, and so she's a chewer. She's got Rottweiler, Bulldog, or Boxer, and Pitbull in her, and so she chews through everything. And when I say she's a chewer, like, if you don't hear that, well, I'm glad. Anyways, they see you as somebody, maybe you work with animals. That's why I just stopped and said that. So maybe you work with animals, or you take care of, like, you could have an online presence where you help adopt out animals that are less fortunate, right, that don't have a home, or where people, like, drop them off because they've been through some really terrible situation, and you help rehabilitate them. But you are seen in the public eye, like, you're seen by many, especially with the 10th house and the star coming out together here. That absolutely says that whatever you do for work is seen by the masses, okay? How do men see pile number 3, Source? How do men see pile number 3? Thank you. Source, how do men... Wow, that came out quick. Thank you, Source. Thank you, thank you, thank ya. On the bottom of the deck. Yeah, someone who's very grounded in whatever it is you're doing. Like, there's a new project that you've taken on, or someone gave you a new idea, or you just recently received a new idea, and so you're running with it. And it feels new. Like, this feels new to me. But it's something that's an inspiration to you. And so they see you as someone who's one track, like a one-track mind. And they see you as always taking that time. Look, yeah, and it fulfills you to do this. It fulfills you to really go towards things that you like, things that you enjoy, things that you want to build for yourself, successes you want to see in your life, accomplishments that you want to have. And it might not actually be the accomplishment itself, but there's this sense of when you finish a project, you feel fulfilled. Like, I finished that. It doesn't matter if you get accolades for it. What matters is that you finished it, and that feels really good to you, and they see that about you. So what do we have here? Yes, we have the Lover and the Six of Hearts, and we have the Seven of Clubs. Yeah, so they see you as someone who's very spiritual. Okay, with the Star and the Lover here. Okay, and the Lover can point to a romantic relationship, especially here when we have the Six, technically the Six of Cups, okay, with the Six of Hearts here. This is technically the Six of Cups, which talks about a love relationship. But then in my deck, that's like the ultimate soulmate card. So they do see you as someone that's a soulmate. But I feel like more than that, with the Star and the Lover here, they see you as being able to help others on their life journey in some way, shape, or form. So you have some sort of information that not only does it fill you up with hope, it fills you up with everything. Like, your heart is full and you're giving and you're grounded in what it is that you do. It's also helping others. Like, it feels like you're helping others. This is more than just like having a product. This is like actually being able to inspire others. You're sharing something with them that they wouldn't have otherwise had access to. And so with the Lover talks about this very spiritual journey and this idea that you have a choice between lust or your destiny. And, you know, it's kind of likened to, is it Hercules? Yeah, I think it's like Hercules. And he has an opportunity to go towards who he's lusting after, or he has an opportunity to go towards wisdom. And so they see you as someone who doesn't just get involved with anybody. They see you as someone who doesn't just go after something because it might be a fun time. Like, you're more concerned about what's going on for your journey and for yourself. And you are not just a quick, like, you're not like, oh, I just want to get involved with somebody just to have a relationship. Or you don't just invite people in just to have that label in your life. You're more concerned with gaining the wisdom to share that wisdom with others. You know, this is like an action energy here. It's like, let me give you what I found, and we'll work together, and together we'll do and accomplish what we need to. But it's definitely like, again, that accomplishment here is what makes you feel so fulfilled. And that's what men, they see. They see that. They see how you're not about the accolades. You're all about being able to say that you did what you set out to do. So it's almost like you make a promise to yourself, and keeping that promise to yourself is what makes you feel so good. Which makes sense, right? Because that fatherly energy is all about those promises. Even mothers, they do make promises. But when we think about fathers and making promises and keeping promises, like that's definitely a masculine energy, right? And so it's like that's becoming the father to yourself. So let's get some clarifiers out on it here for you, pile 3. Yeah, the King of Coins. So absolutely, this has to do with your job. This has to do with your money. I need a drink. I apologize. We also think about the King of Coins connected to Virgo energy, which is all about being humble and modest, but also there to serve humanity. Again, this energy of being there to serve, to share what you know, to gift to others the love, the light, and prosperity that you yourself have found. And so men see you as someone who's willing to share the good news. Like, you're not just keeping it to yourself because it's like, oh, if I share this, people are going to steal my idea. What you're hoping is that if I share this, then they'll find their own ideas and be able to run with them and become successful because of that. And that's what's going on here. And so you have this beautiful grounded energy here with this bright energy, right? It's like no matter how far up in the sky you are, you still have your 2 feet on the ground, and you're building wealth because of that. And wealth doesn't necessarily mean monetary wealth. You know, like we get it confused sometimes. We think, oh, it's all about monetary gain. But wealth to you could be spiritual knowledge. It could be love. It could be guidance. It could be understanding. It could be compassion. You know, we have to remember that wealth is so different to each and every one of us. And so whatever it is that's wealthy for you, that could just be good health even. You know, like not going after the sweets here. You have that decision to go after what you're lusting after, the sweets, or going after the knowledge instead. Not like binge eating, or not like, you know, eating terribly here, but really going towards what it is that you desire. I don't know why that came. That was kind of a random message, but if we just go with it. Yeah, so look, we have a lot of coins coming out. We have the Knight of Coins. Let me get the last one out before we talk about this. Because there seems like there's a lot of haters around you, okay? There's this little lollipop, and I'll show it to you. I'll bring it up close. But there's this little lollipop on this card that says, hate me. And so men see you dealing with haters on a constant basis. Okay, they don't want to give me another card because they want me to talk about this. Look, so we have the Knight of Pentacles, or the Knight of Coins. We have the Page of Coins, and we have the King of Coins. The only one we're missing in the court cards is the Queen of Coins. I would laugh if it came out. But yeah, see this little lollipop? It says, hate me. Okay? And it's interesting because it's like you're just trying to deal with you. You're just trying to do what you do best, right? And take action towards yourself here. And it's like a lot of people are trying to deter your journey. You know, the rabbit here is who's carrying you on your journey. But look, his eye is fallen out here. The button has come loose. It's almost like whoever had this sucker, because I don't feel like you did because your hands are full here. Whoever had this sucker was like they threw the sucker and hit this bunny in the eye to try and deter your journey. But they see you, like men see you as someone who's just unbothered by those outside of yourself, because you have a one-track mind. And that is to connect with and get your finances, to get your stability, to build your strength, structure, your stability. You know, we think about the earth element. It's all about foundation. It's all about strength. It's all about our structure. It's all about stability. It's all about solidness, right? Solidifying what we want in this here, now, here moment. And so right now, men really see you as someone who's trying to solidify not just their existence, but their purpose into this physical reality. And that's a very powerful place to be at. May you please have another clarifying card here for pile 3, source? Thank you. Yeah, like we have the 3 of Coins here. Like, what was I saying? Like, this feels like someone whispering really like nasty things to her. Like, oh, you should do it like this. You should do it like this. All the while she's over here being vulnerable, and it's like, but this is what I want. And it's like, oh, but you have to do it my way. The only way to succeed is my way. And so that's what this card feels like. Every time I get it, that's exactly the energy that I feel. Now, when we talk about the 3 of Coins, in reality, is all about building alliances in the business industry. And so you're seen as someone who walks away from these bad energies, right? Like unbothered by these negative energies, this hate me. You're unbothered by these negative energies, and you're working towards building something with other people, right? Finding that wisdom and gaining a way to build something that's solid, a foundation with others, building partnerships, right? And it's not been easy. It's not been easy because I feel like this is like weeding out the haters and weeding out the people who don't have your best interest in mind. And so men see that you're very intuitive in the way that you approach them. We do have all earth energy here. We have Taurus, we have Virgo, and we have Capricorn energy here. And then we have all 3 of them here with this one. Okay. But this is the 3rd decan in Capricorn energy. No, my apologies. I recant. This is actually the 2nd decan in Capricorn energy. Okay. So you have this energy of really working with stability. You have this energy of working with dependability. You have this energy of really finding your flow while grounding what you want. And so men see that, and they see that you're willing to share that with others, even people who may not have your best interest in mind. Like, you never deter from who you are, because you being you is what radically changes everything around you. And on the bottom, we have the Two of Coins. Yeah. You're seen as someone who balances a lot of things, a lot of different responsibilities. You have a lot of projects going on. I did say I felt that earlier, like with these cards too. Like you just have a lot of new things going on. I felt like that up here. There's just a lot. There's a lot in your life that you have going on. Like you have your 5-year plan set. You have your 3-year plan set. And you're in this very beautiful energy of knowing to receive when you need to receive, but taking action when you need to take action. But it's more than just balancing things. It's like being able to delegate your work. That's what I'm hearing. You know how to delegate your work. So even if you're the only one that's working on it, like you know how to delegate your own time when it comes to your work. And so that's how men see you, as a boss. Let's get some oracles out. Wow. So we have number 23. This flipped over. We have Raven and News. This is definitely that Aquarian energy coming through here. Air energy, really. But you could be recently receiving news about this, or there could be actually some kind of men, a group of men who want to come in and help build with you. This could be something that's coming in for you. If not, what men see is that you have a lot of opportunities and they receive the news before you get it. So this could be men that you work with or men that you're surrounded by. It's almost like they're intuitively connected to you, knowing what's happening next. It's not really in a creepy way. It could just be in making sure they're keeping tabs on you type energy, whether that's for a good reason or for a bad reason. I don't feel like it's creepy. I just feel like it's just they want to know what's going on with you. And so they're very intuitive in picking up on what's actually going on around you and seeing how powerful you are. Like you're a very powerful person, right? You command authority. That's what's coming through here. Can I please have a couple of more oracle cards for pile number 3? Thank you. We'll leave that there. And no one really knows too much about you, pile 3. Like that's just it. I keep hearing that song by Rihanna. Work, 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 work. Like that's all you're about. You just work. You just work on you. You work on work. You work on what's important for you, and you just keep showing up. That's why you're so unbothered by everybody else, because it's like you're busy. I don't have time to worry about what other people are thinking. I don't have time to worry about what everybody's into. And that's how men see you. They just see you as being unbothered, when really it's just you don't have time. I ain't got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Right? Like that's the type of energy that you have here. And so that's definitely something that men see. Yeah, and they see you as someone who is very passionate. I don't necessarily feel like they see you as someone who plays a lot, but they do see you as someone that they could have children with. You're very confident. You're very creative. You may be very serious. Like I keep getting this very serious energy from you. It's not to say that you don't have fun. It's just you're very focused. And that focus sometimes turns you into kind of robotic in a way, you know? And I know I've been there. I've personally experienced that. But that's what I'm getting from you. Is like it's almost like a robotic type of energy where you're just constantly doing you and constantly working on you. And so it's like, even when you'll stand around and joke with people, you'll have a good time with people, but you'll always cut it short so that you can go back and work on you. So let me get a couple more oracles out here for you, pile 3. Whoa. Okay, please have another oracle card for pile number 3, source. Please have another oracle card for pile number 3. Okay, this one wants to come out. Yeah. This is what I was saying. Like, I feel like there's a lot of haters in your energy. We have 27. Resentment will persist as long as your need to be right and your want to get even is more important than your peace of mind. And so men see you as someone who has peace of mind, and you're unbothered by those who resent you for having success in your life. Right? Like they see it. They may hear the rumors. They may hear the gossip. Shoot, some of these men may be the ones that are causing the gossip in your life. Who knows, you know? But at the end of the day, they see you as someone who isn't willing to give up your peace of mind just because someone's got a problem with you. So then we have number 13 on the bottom. Source whispers to us constantly to do better, to be better. When we resist, we choke on those whispers with pride. It stops speaking to us, not because our pride silenced it. No, it's because we have proven we will not listen. And so what I was coming back to is like, you listen to those senses of inspiration. And so that may be why you have a lot of haters, because they don't understand why you're constantly getting inspired to do new things. And so men see you as someone who's always inspired, always trying your best, always doing the next best thing for yourself. And even men could be jealous of you for that. Like, they could just be like, well, why is it that pile 3 always gets inspiration? Again, if you are a masculine, we're talking about men here, that would explain why they're jealous of you. They're jealous that it feels like you always have opportunities, or you have a better title than they do. And it's like a competition here. And for you, you're like, I worked hard for what I have. I don't know why you guys are competing with me. I'm just trying to be better than I was yesterday. Like, that's all I'm trying to do. If you guys want to have success, if you want to do success, whatever that means, if you want to have success in your life, do better than you did yesterday, and you'll start to win in life. But it's like, there's like this hater. I keep hearing haterade. I seriously keep hearing that right now. Haterade. Okay, so like, there's some haters in your life. It could be these men. They definitely have a sense of resentment towards you. Excuse me. For doing better than they're doing. But it feels like you are closing this cycle out of your life. So we have new moon promise. Yeah, so there's a promise of success here. There's also a promise of peace. This feels like peace to me right now. So whatever it is that you've been working for, you may have been working frantically for, you may have been working every spare moment that you've had in your life for, and this feels like the promise that peace is coming. You've not let others destroy your inner peace, and because of that, now it will be mirrored on the outside. All right, let's see what this one is, if I can pick it up. Number 35, which is 8. 8 is all about karmic cycles and also the number of abundance. We have a little dragon here on this blossoming flower, the little bird here, so that may mean something to you. Also, we have owl feathers and a duck feather, and that looks like a goose feather. It says, speak the language of love. Loving words have the power to change lives, including your own. This goes back to what I was saying with the lover card. I feel like this is that same energy. Like, you're always just trying to lift people up. You're very connected to your emotions. Like, you're very connected to your empathic side. And there's this sense of being able to help others very, very much with just whatever it is that you do, right? You help encourage others. You help others grow from beyond where they're at. And so it's like, again, that idea that you've grounded yourself so much in what it is that you want to do. You could be a health instructor. You could be a fitness coach. You could be someone who helps inspire people to change their lives. You could be someone who is a mental health coach. Like, you could be someone who is, like, I keep seeing these maybe you talk to men and you try to find out why men are struggling in life, and you're trying to help them up, especially with the 10th house coming in, that masculine energy coming through. Even though it is a feminine sign, it just feels very masculine by nature. So maybe your business could be all about helping men and helping them thrive in this world and change themselves, to radically change the way that they see things, right? And again, this is just a general reading, so take what resonates. Look, we have Virgo. We have that Virgo energy again. Integrity, reverence, and service. Yeah, you are someone who has a lot of integrity, honor. You are very honest, and you stand in reverence of the service that you serve for others. It's something that people really do enjoy. They really get a lot out of it. You've been a saving grace for a lot of people here, and they really see that. Like, there's a lot of men who see that you're saving grace, or it could be those men see you as their saving grace, while others are seeing you with resentment and anger and frustration. So take it as it resonates, but men do see you as someone who has been a really big help in their journey in their own life. Something where they maybe once, felt like they weren't going to succeed. So let's check out what your Kuan Yin card is. I am going to read this from the book, and we'll see how this relates to your reading. What do we have? The Yin Empress with number 40. Look at this card. So intense. Alright, so let's see what we got with the Yin Empress. Again, we did have the Empress card come out over here too. That is the Empress card, okay? So I'm just going to put that there. So we have the Yin Empress brings peace, prosperity, and success to her beloved devotees. Like everything I said in your reading. Everything. Your soul purpose includes healing and empowerment of the divine feminine, the Yin Empress herself. You gain power, assistance, and untold blessings from following your soul purpose. You are lifted and supported in your sacred work now. You are a spiritual leader and a pioneer, and part of what you are here to do for the planet on a soul level, whether you are a man or a woman, is to empower the divine feminine, the cosmic empress of yin or divine feminine energy, so that we might live in more balance as a species on the earth. So again, I'm getting this energy that you're the masculine, saving other masculines and helping them connect with that divine energy inside, right? Like this saving grace, like helping them connect with their emotions, helping them connect with the softer side of themselves. That's what it feels like, okay? But regardless, this is what it says. It says the divine feminine is now making her resurgence on the planet, and many do not understand her. Your sacred task, for which you will be richly supported, nourished, and rewarded, is to help live her truths now. In doing so, you are planting seeds of awareness and experience for others to draw from when they too are ready to live in her sacred truths. This will explain why at times you feel you do not fit into the current culture. You are not meant to, because you are meant to help it grow and change. That Uranus energy coming through here. In the same way that beloved Kuan Yin had a rebellious and compassionate streak and did not fit into the world in the way that it was because she was born to help it heal and ascend, so too does your soul yearn to make a real difference in this world, to help it be free of fear that leads to competition and domination and power struggles, and instead to live from a place of love and peace. Didn't I say that they're like in competition with you, and yet other men are like seeing you as a saving grace in their life? And so there's this energy of feeling like you're helping heal the masses in this idea of self-love and getting in touch with that feminine side, getting in touch with that inner well-being. You know, and we were talking about with the new moon promise, the promise that peace is coming. Like, you maybe had to fight tooth and nail for where you're at just to be seen because you offer something that's so unique. But it's coming out now. Like, there is success that's coming. And we had the star come through, right? So you are going to be seen. This is something that's going to go across the globe if that's what you're looking for. If not, it is going to be within a community or whatever it is that you're looking to reach out to. You will absolutely impact that group of people in a very, very, very profound way. And that's how men see you. They see you as someone who has great impact, who's willing to speak to people in a way that no one else has. And yeah, maybe you are dealing with some that do resent you. Maybe you are dealing with this energy here, right? But at the same time, it's because of how you deal with this energy that's helping you heal so much other energy, right? Service, integrity, speaking the language of love, bringing in hope, connecting with that wisdom inside. Like, just a powerful reading, Pile 3. I absolutely loved it. If it resonates, leave me a thumbs up down below. Subscribe to the channel and set that notification bell. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there, though, and get on out of here. Until next time, stay human. Bye.